Hello, I'm so glad that you want to take part in the Flock Together art project at Uillinn West Cork Arts Centre. My name is Patrina and I'm going to be giving you some ideas of maybe a bird that you might be able to make that will form part of our Flock Together art installation. So the idea is that individual birds, I've made a little bird myself here, so individual birds that we make might carry a message for peace or happiness, and these will then hang together as a kind of community, a flock of peace birds, and it'll be really great if you can take part and you can send in your bird. So just to say that the birds can be realistic birds, but they can also be imaginative birds, and we really would love to see your imagination at play here. So with my bird that I made today, I did research some birds. So I looked up my book on Ireland's birds, and I looked up winter birds, which is quite nice to look at for this time of year. And I, not very original, but I was looking at a very famous Irish winter bird, the robin. So I was looking at the robin, and with the red breast and then the brown back and wings. But I kind of wanted to add a little bit of pizzazz to my bird. So you can see I've taken the red breast idea, but then I've kind of gone a bit imaginative myself with the bird's head, and with the tail isn't very typical of a robin, and even there's a lot of different colours that you might not find in a robin. So you can do that yourself if you want to. You can research a bird that you like, or two birds, and amalgamate them together, or you can just come up with a peace bird from your head. So something nice and colourful would be great, but we will leave it up to you. So I'm going to just show you how I made this bird. This is a really good one if you don't have access to paint or a sink and you want to keep it nice and dry and a little bit cleaner than if you were to use lots of different art materials. So we only need 5, well, maybe 6 things for this project. So you'll need to have a scissors, a glue stick, a pencil or a marker, or both even, some string, and some cardboard, and a No magazine. Okay, and that's all you need for this project. So we're going to start with drawing our bird onto our piece of cardboard. Okay, so I have taken inspiration for my bird from the robin, like I said, so I'm going to give him a big puffy out chest, a nice feathery tail, and feathery fantastical head, and that is my bird. So you can keep the shape nice and simple. Okay, the wing's going to go kind of halfway down the back, so I'm just going to draw a little line so I know where I'm going to put my wing. Okay, and then to make the wing, what you're going to do is you're going to just draw one wing, and we're going to mirror it and have one piece of cardboard for the 2 wings that will slot into the bird's back. Okay, so to do that, what you want to do is get a piece of cardboard that you think is long enough for 2 wings, okay, and you're going to fold it in half. A little bit difficult to fold cardboard sometimes, but it's really nice to be using cardboard. Like, this is an old shoebox that would have gone into the recycling or into the bin, and instead I'm using it for this art project, so that's quite nice. So I'm going to, I'm just going to draw one wing here. So again, nice kind of spiky feathers. Okay, so that's my one wing. And I'm going to cut out that wing. So I'm just going to cut either side and the top. We want the wings to stick together, so I'm not going to cut it here. Okay, and so once you've got one wing cut out, you can then use that to trace it onto the other side, so both your wings are symmetrical and the same. Okay, so I've put it down here and I'm tracing like that. So now I can cut out this bit here. This is just a nice simple way to make your bird look a little bit more three-dimensional, but you might find other things or you might come up with other ideas for your bird, and we welcome all different shapes and sizes. So if you want to make a really big bird, that would be brilliant. If you want to make a bird with a few friends, so a few of you work on something big, that's fine as well. So that's our wing. Okay, so we cut out our bird from the cardboard, okay, and I can show you how the wings, but we're not going to put the wings on quite yet. But the wing, so I've cut a little slit in the wing here, and I'm going to cut the little slit that I drew there. And our wing will sit really nicely and securely onto the bird. Okay, so this is how we make our shape of our bird. Now for the fun part. Now we're going to decorate the bird. So what we want to do is just come up with the idea of the colours that you want. I mean, that can be a work in progress. So for the colours, we're going to use magazine cuttings. So for instance, if I want my bird to have a red breast, red chest, I want to look for bits of red. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for the reds in the magazine. So I've already gone through my magazine and I've torn out bits that I think, the colours that I see that will work on my bird. So tear out, and once you've got your pieces torn out big, I want you to tear them up into thumbnail, so the size of the nail on your thumb. So tear them up into thumbnail little pieces, and it kind of creates a mosaic effect. So what I do first is I get all my colors together. Okay, so I get all my reds, and then if I want blues, I get all my blues and tear them up. If you want to do this over a few lessons, or if you're doing it at home and you want to do it over a couple of days, you might have little envelopes or little, something, maybe Polly Pockets that you keep your colours separate in and you come back to them. So it's quite relaxing, tearing up your paper. So once you have the colour that you want, you can start gluing it on to your bird. So it's basically just getting your glue stick, putting down your glue. If you don't want to see the edge of the cardboard, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but you can always glue a little bit of your paper over that edge so that it hides it. So I'm starting to stick my mosaic-y collage onto the bird. Okay. And just keep popping it on. That really is a lovely effect, a lovely bright, colourful effect. So you keep working until you've got your whole bird covered in the collage, and then you can do your wings and then stick your wings on. Okay? And then the last thing you want to do is put a little hole in your bird, in the back of the bird. Now you might want to put two holes, so you might want to put a little hole here and a little hole here. So a paper punch is quite good for that, or you can just use a scissors. Oops. So you can use a scissors and punch a hole, not too close to the top, either side of where the wings are going to go. And then you want to get your string, cut a length of string, and you can put your string through one hole and the other. and then your bird will hang nicely. So you can tie the top of your string. Whoops. So I'm really looking forward to seeing your birds coming into Uillinn and going, meeting all the other birds and flocking together in our lovely festive winter art installation. Before I go, we talked about a message for peace, and it would be nice if your bird had a little wish or message for peace. So you can write a little message on the bird's body. What I actually have done is I've just taken a little ribbon of paper and I'm going to write my message, and the bird will carry the message in its beak. So I wish for peace in Ukraine. So sending out a message for peace in Ukraine. And I'm going to put that in my bird's beak. So I'll cut a little slit in the beak. And my bird will carry that message.